18 tough questions every Christian should reflect on. At times, our journey of faith is not as simple as we want it to be. We sometimes become comfortable and stagnant in our faith instead of fully processing what it is like to believe and embody it. These 18 unsettling questions have been formulated to stretch, challenge, and push you from your comfort zone and analyze whether you are following up on your Christian practices in everyday life. Do not avoid them. Grow with any uncomfortable feelings if they emerge. Let's start this amazing video. WELME. To my Northeast, L. God's care Jesus. Am I living my faith or just talking about it? It is one thing to claim to be a Christian, but are you embodying that claim? In other words, do your actions most accurately represent your faith? Are you walking your walk or only talking about the walk? This is a way to see if your life embodies the description of your faith. Do I really love my neighbors just as I love myself? Loving others is an essential statement of the Christian faith. I suppose the better question is, do you love your neighbor, everyone, not just the people you like as you love yourself? This statement requires you to evaluate your actions or lack thereof regarding how you genuinely care for others, even the ones that we struggle to love. Am I quick to judge others? Judging others comes so naturally that sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it. Are you quick to make assumptions about people? This question encourages you to pause and consider whether you're giving others the understanding and grace you hope to receive yourself. Am I prioritizing God in my life? Put God first in everything you do. Life is full of distractions, and it is so easy to allow something to take precedence over your relationship with God. This question will remind you to examine whether you have placed something other than God in the top priorities of your heart. Am I holding grudges instead of forgetting? Although forgiveness may not be the best option in all instances, it can be just as burdensome to be attached to your grudges. This question asks you to let go of old wounds and be forgiving, just as you have been forgiven. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of feeling resentment and receiving peace. Do I support justice and equality? Standing up for what is right is a Christian consideration. But are you standing up for justice and equality? Or are you silent when you need to speak up? This question is about thinking if you are an advocate for those who need a voice against wrongful presumption. Am I generous or am I clinging to my wealth? Generosity is a sign of a heart aligned with God, but it's easy to cling to our resources out of fear or selfishness. This question invites you to examine whether you're giving freely and joyfully, or if you're holding back when you could be blessing others. Am I faithful in my private life as well as my public life? Truthfulness in your life, your public life could be one thing, to appear to be a good Christian in the public eye. But what is your behavior when you think no one is watching? This question challenges you to consider whether your private life aligns with your public persona, reminding you that true faithfulness is about integrity, not appearances. Do I pray out of obligation or genuine desire? Prayer is supposed to be a genuine and intimate conversation with the divine, not just another check on your task list. This question addresses your approach to prayer. Do you iterate prayer out of a sense of longing or merely because it is on your list to do and you're obliged to do it? Am I truly content or am I constantly seeking more? Finding contentment can be challenging in a society that constantly urges us to desire more. Are you genuinely content with what you have? Or do you perpetually strive for the next big thing? This question encourages you to find peace in what you have instead of perpetually chasing after more. Do I truly trust God even in difficult times? It's relatively easy to have faith in God when everything goes smoothly. But what happens when life takes a turn? This question encourages you to reflect on the depth of your trust in God, especially when things don't go according to plan. Do you keep leaning into your beliefs even when the journey gets bumpy? Am I spreading love or division? Nowadays, it's common to find ourselves entangled in conflicts and differing opinions. However, are you promoting love or contributing to the conflict? This question prompts you to consider whether your speech and behavior uplift others or bring them down. Do I walk in humility or pride? Pride has a way of sneaking in, even when we have good intentions. Are you helping others selflessly, or is pride subtly influencing your behavior? This reflection encourages you to examine your motivations and ensure that you approach life with a pure heart. Am I using my talents to serve God? It's safe to say that not everyone was blessed to possess a talent. So are you harnessing yours to honor God? This thought encourages you to reflect on how you utilize your abilities. Are they directed towards making a positive impact, or are they squandered on matters that hold little significance in the grand scheme of things? Am I compassionate to the less fortunate? Demonstrating empathy towards our brothers and sisters in Christ is a fundamental principle. Are you offering understanding and assistance to those facing challenges, or are you choosing to ignore their struggles? This question invites you to become more attuned to the needs around you and to respond with a "Here, do I seek God's will or my own?" Goal setting is part of living our lives, but are your goals aligned with God's will for your life? Sadly, this forces you to think if you are pursuing your life vocations, or if you are actually finding a purpose in God's will for your journey. Am I sharing my faith with others? Part of being a Christian is sharing your beliefs. Are you taking opportunities to share and preach your beliefs, or are you keeping it to yourself? This question tells you to be bold in bringing the good news of Christ's love to those you interact with. Am I living for eternity or just for today? It is easy to become so fixated on the moment, but are you living with eternity in mind? This question encourages you to assess whether your priorities focus on the fleeting aspects of life, or if you're dedicating yourself to pursuits with lasting, eternal significance.